call sign. Exion Spec Ops. Now he fights for no flag when Grave Dog deploy. Nobody walks away. Born in the ashes of Zion's pride, trained in the dark just to survive. Built as a weapon, forged for command, but I cut the leash and rewrote who I am. No more masters, no more chains. Now I fight to break their reign. Grave Dog cut the lock, blazing from the sky like a gunshot. Iron fangs tear through the line, traitor to tyrant, savior in the fire. Outlawed and branded with disgrace, but soldiers dealing enemies erase. I don't fight for glory, I don't fight for kings. I fight so no child lives through my sins. No more empires, no more graves. I'll burn every throne to keep others safe. Grave Dog, break the gate. War machine roaring with hell's flame. Iron Howl, Night Fang strikes. Ghost in the system, last one they fight. Night Fang to command. Target acquired. Releasing the dog. Grave Dog, break the gate. War machine roaring with hell's flame. Iron Howl, Night Fang strikes. He's the ghost in the system, the last one they fight. Grave Dog. Grave Dog. Grave Dog. Night Fang to command. Infiltration complete. Targets confirmed. Releasing the dog.
Hello everybody and welcome to another Isaac and Friends video. Guess well, we're taking a break. I went on a bit of a religious rant, but now we're going to do something cool. We're going to come back to Gundam Black Ops. So for those of you not in the know, I created had ChatGPT create for me a lovely little Gundam D20 game that I've been playing with the AI. So the theme of this Gundam game is Gundam Black Ops. We're playing a character known as Alan Jackson, call sign Grave Dog. Former Xeon, now working for the AUG. So, last we left, we did some shenanigans to the Titans. We're going to do some more shenanigans to them here in a minute. So, if you haven't watched the other two, please go ahead and go back. I'll put, of course, a link down in the description to the playlist, or you can wait until the end of the video, and I'll have a in-screen there that's going to have all the playlists and everything for you. Okay? Cool. Let's go. Scene 22, Cutting the Leash. UC 0084. February 22nd, Lavi and Rose, Strike Planning Room. The hollow tables display a Titan's convoy route you pulled from their own encryption archives. 3 Salamis Kai cruisers, 1 Pegasus-class carrier, and a pair of Musai Kai support ships. Unusual mix. The Musai Kai's hull mean they're moving something taken from Xeon stores. Probably refitted for Titan use. Pharaoh's brief. Pharaoh. They're moving through the shoal zone in 2 days. Cargo manifests say reactor assemblies, but the encryption tags match those we found on the Hazel's modules. This is more prototype tech. He zooms in on the Pegasus class. Pharaoh. Escort strength is heavy enough for a stand-up fight, but we're not here for honor duels. We get in, gut the convoy's prize ship, and vanish before they can bring in the net. Mission parameters. Primary target. Pegasus-class Argus, believed to be carrying advanced MS frames or systems. Secondary target. Disable Musai Kai reactors to prevent pursuit. AUG assets. Hazel, Grave Dog with full ECM and stealth spec. 2 Rick Diaz in long-range fire support roles. 1 captured GM Quell retrofitted for high-grade boarding, piloted by an AU commando team. Pharaoh's tone hardens. Pharaoh. This isn't just some harassment. We're going to make the Titans bleed in a way that can't be hidden from their brass. But we still leave no survivors who can identify us as AUG. They'll think it's a rogue cell of Xeon Remnant. That buys us time. Slip inside unnoticed. 23. Wolf among the flock. UC 0084. February 24th. Shoal Zone. Titan Convoy Intercept. The Hazel's gray matte armor swallows the scattering starlight as you drift in. ECM feathered just enough to blend into the Minovsky haze rolling off from the convoy. Ahead, the formation moves in perfect military order. Lead, Pegasus-class Argus. Midgard, Salamis-class cruisers. Port and starboard. Rearguard, 2 Musai Kai. Their distinct Xeon silhouettes jarring against the Titan blue. Each ship's wake is a fog of particle interference, exactly what you need. Insertion. You slip in behind one of the Musai Kai's support ships, keeping low under its ventral hull plating. Its Minovsky output drowns your reactor's faint hum. Your signal mast is nothing more than turbulence in the carrier's wake. The AU commando Jim Quell rides your shadow, its pilot maintaining absolute radio silence. The Rick DS pair holds station 8,000 meters off, ready to break cover when you call. Your nav HUD plots a short arc forward, right into the Pegasus blind cone. The space between its dorsal catapult docks and the command tower's underbelly. From here, you can lash the Hazel directly to the hull, letting the convoy carry you until you're ready to breach. Slip into the dorsal catapult deck under the guise of returning patrol, risking visual recognition but regaining direct access to the hangar. What does Grave Dog do? Lash to the hull plating, charges for remote detonation later. Scene 23, hooks into the beast. Pegasus-class Argus, blind cone approach. The Hazel edges into the Pegasus underbelly shadow. Your ECM smoothing anyway every last trace of signal. The ship's hull fills your forward view. Battleship gray plates pitted from micrometeorites, streaked with old scorch marks from past skirmishes. Lashing on, you extend the Hazel's magnetic grapples, letting them click onto the hull with a satisfying muffled thud. The whole suit shudders as the convoy's momentum takes over, pulling you along as a steady drift. Planting the surprise. From a concealed panel on your hip, you draw the Black Ops satchel's charges, each no bigger than your fist, but with enough punch to gut a starship compartment. Placement. 1. Port catapult feed line. Without it, the Argus can't launch more than one MS at a time. Starboard reactor maintenance hatch. Not enough to blow the core, but it'll trip every emergency system and kill main power. 3. Aft comms array junction. A single silent blast will sever their long-range communication before they can even call for help. Each charge is set to low signature arming. Remote triggered from your cockpit. Ready position. Now latched to the hull, with the Argus unknowingly carrying you. You're in prime position to breach into the ship directly when the time comes, or detonate and slip away into the chaos, letting the commando Jim Quell hit the target from another angle. Use ECM to attach to the Argus hull undetected. You dial the Hazel's ECM into its most precise low variance mode, the kind of modulation where every watt of output is tuned to match the Argus's own Minovsky wash. It's not invisibility, it's become part of the ship. The grapples bite onto the in with a muted thunk, and you retract them to lock the Hazel flush against the Argus's armor plating. From the outside, you're no more suspicious than a patch of shadow on the hull. You can feel the hum of the Pegasus' massive drives through your suit. A steady vibration in the cockpit seat. The hull under you is cold, faintly pitted, streaked with years of micrometeorite scoring, every scar telling a story of near misses and past fights. The convoy plows through the shoal zone, oblivious. GM Quells flit ahead of the formation like guard dogs, but none sweep close enough to break the Argus's blind cone. Sorry, I was trying to... So apparently we did that twice. I don't know why. Whatever. Okay. Teeth in the spine. The Hazel clings to the Argus's dorsal spine like a silent predator. ECM still wrapped tight around every watt of your output. You begin to move in short, careful bursts, each time to the ship's minor course correction so that any slight vibration vanishes into background noise. Precision charge placement. First charge. Forward magazine feed. You crawl toward the forward section with the MS catapults draw ammo and beam pack feed lines. The charge here is tuned to rupture the magazine without igniting it outright, disabling resupply but leaving the ship intact enough for boarding. Midway up the spine, the bank of high-gain antennas and tracking dishes rotate in lazy arcs. You fix a charge beneath the main sensor housing. The blast will shear it free, leaving the bridge effectively blind beyond visual range. Wait for the convoy to enter debris-dense sector, then blow the charges and swarm the AU support. That's what I do. Scene 25, the trap springs. The convoy begins to tread into a narrow channel between two massive wreck hulks. The shattered bow of a Magellan-class battleship on one side, the twisted remains of a colony truss on the other. The perfect killing ground. From your perch on the Argus's dorsal spine, you can see the GM Quells tightening their patrol arcs ahead, leaving the convoy's flanks momentarily thinner. The Musakai ships lag slightly, navigating the debris cautiously. You signal for the command GM Quell for a single tight beam pulse. They acknowledge with a double blink on your HUD. The Reek DS pair are in holding position just outside the debris lane, waiting for the chaos to break. Your hand hovers over the detonation toggle. Detonation. Forward magazine charge. A muffled thump ripples through the hall beneath you. The Argus lurches as ammo feed lines rupture, catapult status lights on the dorsal deck winking out. Dorsal sensor cluster. A flashless shock charge shears the main array free. It drifts lazily away into the debris field. The stern shakes as half of the Argus' systems go dark. Portside lights flicker, and the ship's speed drops. The bridge hasn't even had time to shout battle station before the Commando GM Quell is on approach, and the Rick DS pair cut in from the flank with precision shots to disable the escorts of the Salamis Kai. The Argus begins evasive maneuvers, but in the tight debris lanes they can't accurately accelerate without risking collision. The Musai Kai ships are trying to swing forward, but one clips the colony truss and spins out. You are still lashed to the hull, completely unnoticed in the confusion, right next to the cargo bay hatch. Does Grave Dog want to breach the cargo bay now to secure the prize, or stay outside and act as overwatch for the AU boarding team? Blow the charges on the Musai, so more chaos to draw away attention and buy time to complete the mission. Because I originally thought I was planning charges on the Musai. I didn't realize I was doing it twice on the Argos. Because sometimes when I try to read things, I suck. Anyway. Feeding the fire. The Argus is already reeling from the first wave of explosions, but the convoy still has teeth. The Musai Kai ships are moving to protect the Pegasus flank. If they keep their heads, it could stabilize the formation. That's not happening on your watch. You switch to the secondary detonator channels, the one you hidden early along the Musai's hulls during your shadow approach through the shoal's zone's outskirts. With a slow exhale, you flip the safeties off and tap the trigger. Musai Kai, a precision blast rips through their ventral maneuvering thrusters. The ship yawns violently, colliding with a drifting colony support thrust. Musai Kai 2. Your charge detonates inside its aft sensor array, sending shrapnel through its comms housing. It fires blindly, a panic volley into the debris, scattering the GM Quell escorts as they try to regroup. The result: the Argus's bridge now has 3 crises to handle. 1. A crippled weapons feed. 2. No long-range sensors. 3. 2 support ships disabled and blocking each other's line of fire. Over comms, the AU Commando GM Quell captain's voice is sharp and eager. Commando lead. Path's clear, Grave Dog. Moving on to the cargo now. Keep them looking the other way. You still got your ECM cloak in a perfect position for mischief. Do you want Grave Dog to stay latched to the Argus hull, feeding false sensor data to their system? Or cut loose and start hunting the surviving GM Quells in the debris to keep them off the boarding team. 2. We're hunting the hounds. You release the Hazel's mag clamps and muted clunk. The hull of the Argus sliding away beneath you as you drift into the swirling haze of Minovsky particles and drifting wreckage. Your sensors filtered through the ECM's predator mode paint the targets in faint outlines. GM Quell 1, sweeping low along the colony truss, looking for the source of the Musai explosions. GM Quell 2, holding near the Argus's dorsal dock, acting as an emergency guard for the cargo bay. You slip the stalk. You slip behind a jagged plate of colony hull, feathering the Hazel's burners just enough to drift into GM Quell's number 1's blind zone. Your crosshairs line up, but instead of firing, you push the throttle for a short burst, closing in the distance to knife range. The beam saber ignites with a muted violet flare plunging straight into the Quell's back. No explosion, just a hiss of vaporized armor. The suit goes limp, thrusters dead, drifting away like a puppet with its strings cut. Without warning, you rotate through the debris field, keeping the wreckage between you and the GM Quell 2. It's on higher alert, scanning aggressively, but it's focused outward, not on the shadows behind it. Bad move for you, dude. A short drift puts you above it. You descend in complete silence, using the Hazel's magnetic feet to clamp to its shoulder. Before the pilot even realizes something wrong, your savior comes down in a controlled arc, severing the head unit in a clean slice. The body twitches once, then goes still. Over the comms, the boarding team leader cuts in. Cargo secured. Pulling out. Time to vanish, Grave Dog. Reclamp and vanish with the boarding team. Ghost departure. With both GM Quells neutralized and the debris field in chaos, you orient the Hazel toward the Argus. The ship still lumbers through the wreckage on half power, its dorsal sensors gone and its escorts crippled. One smooth burn from your Verners, then ECM modulation kicks back into the Wake Rider mode. The Argus's Minovsky wash swallows you whole. You match velocity perfectly. Extend the mag clamps and settle the Hazel flush against the dorsal hull just toward the catapult deck. From here, you're invisible to any eye not pressed right up against the glass. Below, the GM Quell launches from the hangar, with stolen cargo clamped under its belly. You trail into the Argus's shadow until the boarding team is far enough ahead. The vanish. Once the commando suit clears the debris lane, you cut clamps and push off in one slow, deliberate drift. The Hazel and the GM Quell slip into the shoal zone's deeper haze together, rendezvousing with the blading Lyric DS escorts. No alarms chase you, no Titan ships give you pursuit. To them, the chaos was just an accident of debris and bad luck. When you dock aboard the Lavian Rose, Captain Pharaoh meets you in the hangar with a sharp half smile again. Pharaoh, another prize in the bag, Grave Dog. At this rate, they'll start seeing you in their sleep. The Tech Chief's already circling the captured container. Tech Chief, same internal locks as the Hazel modules. Bet you a week's rations is the next stage on their MS upgrade line. What's our next move, sir? Pharaoh glances at the sealed Titan's container as the Tech Chief begins running a scanner past, then turns back to you. 2 options, Jackson, and both come with risks. He taps the holo table, bringing up 2 separate data feeds. Option 1. Hit before they blink. A string of convoy routes appear, each marked with Titan insignia. Pharaoh, we use the intel from the listening post while it's still fresh. Head another shipment before they realize their data has been compromised. Fast surgical, and we stay ahead of their countermeasures. Pros, keeps the initiative. More hardware or intel capture. Cons, higher chance of alerting them to the breach if we get greedy. Option 2. Walk into the fire. The feed switches to a single convoy route. A Pegasus class escorted by heavy units is moving through side space. We're hearing chatter this convoy's bait. They want us to come after it. If we bite, we risk a trap, but we might also pull enough of their elite into one's place to hurt them badly. Pros, if handled right, we cripple a major Titan strike group. Cons, they'll be ready for you. No easy outs. Pharaoh locks eyes with you. Your call, Grave Dog. Do we keep cutting quietly, or do we let them know the wolf's at their throat? How much do we know about the Bay convoy? Any way to turn their trap against them? Pharaoh zooms the holomap in on one of the bait convoy's routes. The Pegasus class at its center is tagged Pegasus class Hector, with 3 Salamis Kai escorts, 4 GM Quell squadrons, and at least 1 unreleased MS type. The sensor image is too degraded to make out. What the AU knows. Pharaoh. They're broadcasting just enough movement chatter to get picked up by the kind of sources they know we monitor. It's a classic lure. Slow-moving, valuable cargo, an escort pattern just sloppy enough to tempt us. The real hammer would be hidden reinforcements, likely a rapid response unit staged nearby. Tech Chief chimes in while he's pulling up heat maps. Tech Chief. Minovsky reading is along their projected course spike here. He taps a debris field sector too heavy for just passive emissions. Could be a Titan assault ship or two, just running silent in an ambush position. Pharaoh shifts the view to show several possible choke points. If we get eyes on their ship, on their ambush fleet, before they spring it, we could reverse the play, feed them a ghost contact that pulls their rapid response out of hiding, then hit the Hector when it's exposed. Send a decoy MS team broadcasting AU IDs into the ambush zone. Then ECM ghosts the real strike team along a different vector. Leak false intel suggesting AU main forces is approaching from the opposite side of the route, forcing the Titans to reposition and leaving their bait convoy under strength. Pharaoh. It's possible, Jackson, but it means going in with the Hazel scene. They'll know where you were. They'll know you were there, even if they don't catch you. If only we could improve the Hazel's stealth capabilities without sacrificing anything. Show them not only can I steal their toy and use it against them, we can make it better. Pharaoh's smirk creeps back, the kind he gets when you say something that's half insanity, half brilliance. Pharaoh, you want to make their pet prototype vanish even deeper than your Shakal ever could. That'd be rubbing salt in their pride. The tech chief leans on the holotable, already flipping through your Hazel's performance readouts. She's got the ECM core from the Shakal, sure, but her base frame wasn't built for deep ghosting. The Hazel's armor and hull layout throw a bigger radar and thermal shadow than your old suit. If we rework her panel geometry, integrate active thermal bleed-off into the baffle panels, and slip in a Minovsky scrambler array? She glances up at you with a slight grin. Tech Chief. We could make her a nightmare to track without losing an ounce of armor or thrust. It would take some delicate engineering, but it's doable. Hazel Ghost Wolf upgrade plan. Enhancements. Adaptive hull baffles. Reshaped dorsal, ventral plates to scattered radar returns irregularly. Active thermal bleed. Routes reactor heat into a microparticle dispersal system, blending it into ambient Minovsky noise. Scramble array. Projects false contact echoes at random intervals to mask your true position. Projected effect. Stealth rating improved by 20% over Silent Hunter spec. No loss to armor, threat, thrust, or weapon capacity. Amni sensors would see the Hazel as a flicker, even at close range. Pharaoh looks between you and the tech chief. Pharaoh, we do this, and you'll be able to slide right under the Hector in their own kill box. And they still won't know you're there until it's too late. Perfect. That's the idea. Be the ghost that makes them feel fear. Pharaoh's grin sharpens into something predatory. Pharaoh. Then we make you a ghost, Jackson. The kind that haunts Titan captains in their sleep. The tech chief is already pulling Hazel schematics into the hangar monitors. Tech Chief, give me 22 hours in dry dock. Give me 72 hours in dry dock. We'll strip her down, rebaffle every panel, reroute the heat bleed, and install the scrambler array. She'll still hit like a Hazel, but she'll vanish like smoke in a crosswind. Ghost Wolf refit. Work order summary. So we've already seen all this. Okay. Pharaoh clasps your shoulder. When the Hector convoy runs its trap, we'll flip the table. You'll be inside their guard before they even know they've been hit. The Tech Chief smirks as she signals her crew. Tech Chief, time to make the Titans afraid of the dark. I help the crew with upgrading with the upgrade, giving them my knowledge of this ECM. Scene 29. Building the Ghost Wolf. The Hazel hangs suspended in the mag cradle, armor plates peeled back to expose the gleaming frame beneath. Her stripped hull looks skeletal, vulnerable in a way you're not used to seeing, but you can already picture the predators she's about to become. You're not just watching, you're in it. Hands-on assistance. You trade the pilot's chair for a tool belt, working shoulder to shoulder with the Tech Chief's crew. Your Black Ops background means you know the ECM core better inside and out. And that knowledge is worth its weight in gold in here. Work you lead. Scrambler array integration. You personally calibrate the emitter timing, syncing it to the ECM Xeon-built logic core so the false contacts look like natural Minovsky anomalies instead of artificial noise. Thermal bleed control. You reroute micro lines through the Hazel's auxiliary vents, regulating bleed off so her reactor heat merges into the ambient haze without leaving a trail. Baffle plate geometry. You assist with reshaping dorsal and ventral armor panels, angling them to scatter radar returns without interfering with thrust vectoring. Crew reactions. The AU techs respect quiet competence. And by the end of the day, first day, you've gone from the pilot who steals Titan's toys to their pilot. The Tech Chief catches you wiping sweat from your forehead and just shakes her head with a grin. Tech Chief, careful, Grave Dog. Keep this up and I'll put you on the payroll. Status after 2 days. Scrambler array calibrated to 0.5 variance from natural field noise. Yay! On the morning of the third day, Pharaoh steps into the bay as the gantry lowers the Hazel to deck level. Pharaoh. There she is, the Ghost Wolf. You ready to take her hunting? Yes, sir. Ready to make the Titans piss themselves. Pharaoh gives a short, sharp nod, the kind that says he's not just approving your words, he's betting on them. Pharaoh, then saddle up, Grave Dog. The Hector won't know it's already dead. The Tech Chief pats the Hazel's leg plating with a grease-streaked hand. All systems green. She'll vanish so deep they'll think that you're a bad dream. UC-84. February 28th, Shoal Zone, Hector Convoy route. Your HUD shows the Hector Convoy moving in neat formation, just as AU Intel predicted. The bait is perfect. A Pegasus class at the center, Salamis Clay escorts tied on the flanks, and an anti-debris lane ahead. The one where the hidden strike force is waiting. Only this time, the wolf's already in the pen. Ghost Wolf insertion. ECM is purring in harmony with the new scrambler array. Your signal variance is 0.03. You're practically a shadow on their own hull sensors. Thermal bleed disperses into the convoy's Minovsky haze like a smoke and fog. Baffle plates scatter every ping into harmless echoes. You drifted low below the lead Salamis, sliding up under the Hector's ventral hull without so much as a flickering on their scopes. The convoy carries you straight toward the ambush zone, completely unaware. You're lashed to the Hector's armors. Charges ready to plant. The AU decoy team holding just outside the kill box to bait the hidden Titans reinforcements into showing themselves. I quietly plant charges on each ship, using my stealth to maximum effect. The Ghost Wolf clings to the Hector's hull like a shadow given shape, every movement deliberate and synchronized to the ship's minor course adjustments. Your ECM purrs at its lowest output, the scrambler array bleeding your presence into static ghosts on Titan sensors. Silent work. Pegasus-class Hector. Charge 1. Ventral catapult feed junction. Disables MS launch capacity. Charge 2. Dorsal comms trunk. Severs long-range communications. Charge 3. Aft power distribution hub. Cripples weapons and thrusts simultaneously. Salamis Kai 2. Portside reactor coolant line. Slow, crippling damage. Charge 2. Main targeting array. Removes accuracy for point defense. Salamis Kai 2. Hangar deck power coupling. Disables MS readiness. Charge 2. Aft steering control. Forces the ship to drift uncontrollably. Each charge is magnetic, stealth-coated, and armed for a remote silent detonation. The whole process takes less than 20 minutes, but it feels longer. You're so close to the Titan hull plating you can hear the faint vibration of their engines through the Hazel's frame. By the time you finished, you drifted back under the Hector. Mag clamps locked, all systems on ghost mode. The convoy moves deeper into the shell zone toward the Titan's supposed kill zone, unaware the knife is already pressed to their throat. I wait until the ambushes arrive, to detach and blow their bait in front of them. The wolves bite. You stay still, not a twitch, not a flicker of thrust. Just the slow vibration of the Hector's engines humming through the Hazel's frame. The convoy pushes deeper into the debris lane, and you know the hidden teeth are about to show. Spring of the trap. Your HUD's passive optics catch it first. Heat blooms behind a derelict colony section. Then the shapes emerge. 2 more Pegasus-class characters, 4 more Salamis Kai, and at least 1 dozen GM Quell units. On silent burn, the hidden Titan strike group has been here all along, just waiting for the AU to bite. They angle toward the Hector's convoy, weapons cycling hot. The bait's about to look like the hero until you take it away. The kill. You unlock the mag clamps and push off into the debris shadow, drifting no more than 100 meters before arming your detonators. Gravedog. Now. Pegasus Hector. Charges rip through the catapult via dorsal comms and power hub in a perfect sequence. The ship convulses, lights flickering out, and its engines die completely. Salamis Kai 1. A coolant vent erupts in a white plume. Point defense arrays sputter dark. Salamis Kai 2. Its steering controls seize. The ship begins an uncontrollable spin, smashing into the debris lane's wall. From the Titan's perspective, their precious bait just imploded in front of them without a single AUG shot fired. The hidden strike group hesitates. A fatal moment. The AUG decoy team lights up their sensors from the far side of the kill zone, pulling the Titan's focus away from the dying Hector convoy. You vanish deeper into the debris, ECM cloaking the Hazels so completely that you might as well be a shadow. I hit their Pegasus-class ships unnoticed. More charges, more of their own trap explodes. The Titan's hidden force surges forward, still processing the sudden implosion of their bait convoy. In their minds, Hector and their escorts must have stumbled into a minefield, or Xeon Remnant ambush. They have no idea the real predator is already moving through their ranks. Your Hazel drifts in deep shadow, ECM and Scrambler array tuned razor thin. The Pegasus-class strike carrier Ostries looms ahead, its dorsal catapult deck alive with GM Quells prepping for launch. You ride the Minovsky turbulence under her keel, just like you did with the Hector, invisible in plain sight. Orestes. Charge 1, Ventral Reactor Coupling, kills main drive on detonation, via MS catapult feed, locks down all launch bays. Charge 3, Dorsal Comms Relay, severs fleet coordination. Pegasus-class Theseus, the second ambusher. Forward magazine trunk, disables beam rifle reloads. Portside power relay, cripples shield generators. Stern thrust cluster, limits maneuvering to a crawl. Each charge locks into place with a muted click. Magnetic seals engage silently against the warship's hull. You move methodically, never lingering longer than the Hazel's stealth curve allows. The detonation. You push away into the debris haze. Detonating trigger in hand. The Titan strike group is about to realize their trap is collapsing from the inside out. With a slow exhale, you tap the control. Orestes' lights die. Catapult freeze and her reactor thrum drops into silence. Theseus, shield grid stutter out of maneuvering thrusters fail. She drifts helplessly into a field of wreckage. The comms net between the Titan ships bursts into chaos, overlapping orders, confused reports, and sheer panic. Half their strength is now crippled before they even fired a shot. I slip away clean. The wolf fades. Shell zone, Titan's kill zone. The Hazel drifts backward into the debris haze, its matte armor drinking in what little light filters through the Noski fog. ECM and Scrambler arrays hum in perfect sync. The Ghost Wolf is already gone, even as the Tritons try to figure out what just happened. The view from the shadows. From your vantage point, the kill zone is pure chaos. Hector's convoy has scattered wrecks and crippled hulls. The ambush's flagship, Orestes and Theseus, are dead in space, listing without power. GM Quell units scramble like startled hornets, no target in sight. Ayug's decoy team slips away unpursued. The trap reversed without a single shot traced back to you. You drift deeper into the shell zone until the Titan sensor net is just a whisper on the HUD. A single microburst pushes you toward the extraction vector, where an AU courier ship waits in deep shadow. As the Hazel mag clamps lock onto the courier's hull, you cut ECM and let the systems cool. The silence in the cockpit is total, but there is a sharp satisfaction in knowing you just dismantled an entire Titan operation without leaving them a single clear answer. You dock back aboard the Lavian Rose. Pharaoh is already in the hangar. His smile this time is thin, but there's a glint of respect in it. Pharaoh. They set the trap, Jackson. You burned it to the ground. Tech Chief steps up beside him, patting the Hazel's shin plating. And you didn't even scratch the paint. So, Captain, sir, got anything else you want me to nab from the Titans? Pharaoh folds his arms, eyes flickering to the hollow table where fresh intel is cycling into the from AU scouts. Pharaoh. Oh, I got a shopping list, Gravedog. Question is, do you feel like shopping quiet or making noise? Target Alpha, the librarian. Titan's mobile suit development data bank core. Olympus Research Station, Site 2. This is the nerve center of Titan's MS design archive, specs for current and future projects. They keep it air-gapped and guarded by elite test pilots. Stealth level very high. No one can even know AU touched it until we pulled everything and left. Every Titan mobile suit weakness and prototype spec for the next decade. Target Beta, Black Phoenix. Experimental transformable mobile suit prototype. Ford test dock aboard the assault carrier Icarus, patrolling the outskirts of Side 4. Details. New type pilot rumored to be assigned. Ships on live fire drills, meaning you be slipping into an active war zone. Stealth level, moderate. Once you take it, everyone will know. Potential payoff. A bleeding edge MS platform AU could reverse engineer or put in your hands. Pharaoh leans in slightly. Pharaoh. So, Jackson, do we ghost in and steal their mind, or rip their claws right out of their hands? Let's steal their toys. Pharaoh's grin turns wolfish. Then the Black Phoenix it is. Let's see how the Titans like losing their newest ace before they can even paint the damn thing. The tech chief starts pulling up the Icarus schematics, rotating the carrier's 3D profile in the hangar hollow. Mission briefing, Operation Black Phoenix. Objective, steal the Titan's transformable mobile suit prototype from the assault carrier Icarus. Intel, Icarus is currently on live fire drills at the edge of Side 4 space. Prototype is in the Ford test dock. Ventral Bay 2 undergoing final combat system calibration. Rumor pilot is a new type candidate. Not confirmed if they are aboard during drills. Escort wing. 2 Salamis Kai, multiple GM Quell squadrons, and a possible Reek DS type MS on trials. Constant weapons fire in the drill zone can mask your approach, or kill you if your timing's off. Minovsky's density is high, but so is sensor activity from live fire exercises. Once the Phoenix launches, you've got seconds to disable it before the pilot's combat reflexes take over. Pharaoh, you ghost in under the drill chaos, clamp to the Icarus, and wait until cycle the Phoenix back into its bay. Then you take it, hard and fast. Either eject the pilot or make sure there isn't one. Tech Chief adds, I can rig the Hazel's ECM to mimic stray sensor noise from the drills. If they see you at all, they'll think you're just another weapons test artifact until you're already inside their hangar. Do. Scene 35, hunting in the crossfire. The shell zone fades behind you as the Hazel's thrusters pulse in short, invisible bursts. Ahead, the void volumes with light and movement. Titan's live fire maneuvering in full swing. GM Quells and Rick DS types slash between streaks of beam fire. Salamis Kalai turrets belching pink lances into drifting target hulks. It's chaos. Perfect cover for a ghost. The Tech Chief's modifications sing. The ECM harmonics blend perfectly with the erratic Minovsky field noise. From the weapon's fire to any Titan radar, you're just a smudge in the static. A wayward echo off a destroyed target buoy. Factor. You thread between mock combat zones, letting debris clouds mask your silhouette. Risk. One wrong burn or drift and you'll pass directly into the line of fire. Payoff. The Icarus ventral bay looms below. Hangar shields flickering open and shut as suits cycle in for reloads. Contact. Through the haze you spot her. The Black Phoenix prototype. Sleek, angular, jet black armor laced with gold trim. Docked in forward bay 2. Cockpit open. Tech crews bustling around it. The hangar doors cycle on a strict 30-second rhythm as suits fly in and out for drills. You're now in position under the Icarus's belly, within mag-grapple range of the hull. Slip in, grab the unit. Taking control. The remote control of the Hazel if possible, and slip out with both. Double take. The Hazel hugs the Icarus's hull like a shadow until the next hangar cycle cracks to life. The bays shimmer, parting for a GM Quell squad to dart outside. In their wake, you release the mag clamps and ride their Minosky wakes into the hangar's maw. Inside, the din is deafening. Hydraulic shouts, the whine of capacitors, charging beam rifles. The Black Phoenix dominates the bay. A lean, predatory MS, bristling with Werner thrusters and transformable wing assemblies. Its black and gold plating gleaming under floodlights. Its cockpit is open, pilot seat empty. Tech crews swarm over it, attaching new instruments, and data lines. The Hazel squats low at the far end of the deck, seeming just another machine in the cluster of the drill. The play. You slip the Hazel into a low-power standby, ECM whispering in the background. Then you clamber into the Phoenix's cockpit, overwriting the lockout codes with your ECM core's cracking suite. The Titan OS is slick, but it wasn't built for someone who's stolen 3 of their toys before. Phoenix AI prompt. System control transfer. Unauthorized. Password override accepted. You fire the Phoenix's startup cycle, and the techs don't even realize what's happening until the cockpit seals shut. Remote control. From the Phoenix's console, you jack into the Icarus local MS net. The Hazel pings your code. You set it to follow via remote assist, slaving its control to your subterminal. The moment the Phoenix thrusters flare, the Hazel will move in sync, riding your lead out of the bay. The escape. The hangar doors cycle again. This time you time it perfectly. Phoenix launches under its own power, Hazel sliding out behind you like a ghost twin. Tech crews are still shouting as the hangar door snaps shut, cutting off their voices. Outside, drills rage on. Your two machines vanishing in the chaos before the Icarus alarm klaxons even start. Slip out and exfiltrate clean. You punch suits through the drill zone's chaos, keeping your vector tight and non-linear. The Phoenix handles like a dream, responsive, smooth, and blistering fast in short bursts. Behind you, the Hazel follows like it's on an invisible leash. Its ECM echoing yours to form a single seamless ghost signature. Cover of the confusion. The Icarus comms lights up with scrambled reports. Black Phoenix is gone. Repeat. Prototype missing. Unauthorized launch vector. Tracking interference. We've lost them. Get Quell units in pursuit. No, wait. Who's firing on who? The live fire drills mask your departure. Every ship's sensors are already cluttered with false returns, and your twin ECM profiles vanish into the noise. Extraction. A quiet ping from your nav system guides you toward the AU rendezvous ship, hiding cold and dark in the shadow of a colony fragment. As you approach, docking clamps extend, swallowing both the Phoenix and the Hazel into the bay. Pharaoh is waiting in the hangar, arms folded, but there's a grin tugging at the corner of his mouth. Pharaoh. 2 for 1, Jackson? You're going to make the Titans paranoid every time they park a suit. The tech chief just whistles low, running her hands along the Phoenix's sleek black armor. Tech chief. Oh yeah, we're going to have fun with this one. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll say hello the next time. Bye guys.
their flag, I bled their creed. A shadow of Zion, built to mislead. I followed